Unit 3, Section 6.6, Worked Examples. Determine which ordered pairs satisfy the given equation. To determine which ordered pairs satisfy the equation x plus 5y equals 12, we replace the x and y values with the given values and see if we get a true statement. So the first values they gave us were 2, 2. So I've replaced x with 2 and y with 2, and on the left side I have 2 plus 5 times 2, which is 2 plus 10, and on the left side I get 12, and on the right side I have 12, so therefore I see that this choice does satisfy the equation, this ordered pair. The second ordered pair is negative 13, 5. So I've replaced x with negative 13, and I've replaced y with 5. So on the left side, I have negative 13 plus 5 times 5 gives me 25. Negative 13 plus 25 gives me 12. 12 equals 12. I get a true statement. So this ordered pair also satisfies the equation. And the last ordered pair is 0, 2. I've replaced x with 0 and y with 2. And on the left side, I have 0 plus 5 times 2, which is 10. And on the left side, I have 10, which does not equal 12. So this does not satisfy the given equation. Graph the equation by plotting points, and the equation is y equals x plus 2. Select some points for x and solve for y, so I selected x equals 0. I replace x with 0, and I get 0 plus 2 is equal to 2, and I have the point 0, 2 on the line. Then I selected x equals 1, y equals 1 plus 2 equals 3, so the point 1, 3 is on the line. And although I only need 2 points to graph a line, I like to select a third point as a checkpoint just to make sure I've drawn the line correctly. And I selected x equals 2, y equals 2 plus 2 equals 4, so the point 2, 4 is on the line. So I've got a little grid down here, and I can go ahead and plot my points. So my first point is 0, 2, which is going to be right here. And my second point is 1, 3, which is going to be right here. And my third point is 2, 4. And there would be my line. And I should mention, in your My Math Lab problems, this will be a multiple choice, and you'll pick the correct graph from 1 of 4. Find the x and y intercepts for the equation and then graph it. The equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 2. This equation is in standard form, which is a nice form for solving for intercepts. So to find the x-intercept, we'll let y equal 0 and solve for x. So I let y equals 0, and I have 0 plus 1/2 x equals 2. Multiply both sides by 2 to clear the fraction, and I get x equals 4. So the x-intercept is 4, 0. To find the y-intercept, let x equal 0 and solve for y. So I have y equals 1/2 times 0, which is simply 0, so y equals 2. So the y-intercept is 0, 2. So I can go ahead and I can plot my intercept. So I've got 4, 0. Which is going to fall right here, and then I've got the y-intercept is 2, 0, and then I can go ahead and connect to my points. And again, in My Math Lab, this is going to be a multiple choice question, and you're going to pick the select the correct graph and the intercepts. Determine the slope of the line that passes through the given points. If the slope is undefined, so state. The 2 points they gave me were 2, 4 and 4, 12. Use the formula for slope. M equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. I'll select the point 2, 4 to be point 1. I'll select the point 4, 12 to be point 2. Substitute into the formula. In the numerator, I have y2 minus y1, 12 minus 4 is 8. In the denominator, I have x2 minus x1, 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 divided by 4, and 8 divided by 2, and my slope is 4. Graph the line using the slope and the y-intercept. So we can plot the y-intercept first, which I can see because this is in the slope-intercept form of an equation. If you remember, is y equals mx plus b, where the coefficient, if it's in this form, the coefficient of x is the slope. So I see the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 0, -2. So I can go ahead and plot that point first, which will be right here. And then I can use the slope to find the next point on the line. So the slope tells me the rise over the run. So I'm going to move, my run is going to be 1 and my rise is 1, 1, 1. So I'm going to keep going in that same direction there. And there's the slope, or there's the graph of the line. Determine the equation for the graph shown. All right, so they've given me a line on a graph, and they want me to find the equation. So I see my y-intercept right here. and that's 0, 3. So again, if I'm going to go ahead and put this into the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, I've got my b already. Now I need to find my slope. So how do I move from that point to the next point? So what's the rise here? I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, so it's going to be 5. And my run is I'm moving in the x direction 3 points, 3 spaces. And so the equation of my line is going to be y equals mx, well, m is 5/3. Sorry, try this again. Y equals 5/3. All right, let's try one more time here. I'm not sure why my pen is acting so badly today. There we go, 5/3 x plus, and my y-intercept was 3. And finally, an application problem. Kafka Inc. imports hard drives and sells them on the internet. The profit is given by the equation P equals 140N minus 6,250, where N is the number of hard drives sold. Graph the function, or the equation. How many hard drives must be sold for the company to break even? Round your answer into units place, in other words, to the nearest number of hard drives. We can solve this algebraically. Breaking even means no profit, or P equals 0. So I'm going to set this equation equal to 0, let P equal 0, and solve for N. So the first thing I do is add 6,250 to both sides, and I'm going to divide both sides by 140. So if I take my calculator, and I take 6,250, and I divide by 140, I get 44.64, and it's said to round to the nearest whole number, so the answer is going to be 45.